Hello again, this is Foghorn with another installment of Flight School Academics for this, the 27th of January, 2953, or 2954, or 2024 if you're stuck in the past. This presentation is part of an ongoing series of academics for the members of the Aurora Republic, the premier role-playing organization in Star Citizen. If you are new to the Aurora Republic or visiting for the first time, let me start by saying welcome. We're glad to have you with us, and if you'd love to hear more from you, if you'd like to hear more from us, we are a lawful good organization focused on roleplay exploration and social interaction. Currently active in recruiting on Spectrum and Gilded. So we're going to go over damage types, basically subtypes and the ammos available to them. This is our beginning of basic series that we always do at the beginning of the year, and off to the races. Damage types. So there are 5 types and 3 subtypes that are currently either already programmed into the game or planned for the game. So the 5 types are chemical, electrical, kinetic, radiant, and thermal. The kinetic damage and radiant damage are the 2 that are most prevalent in the game, being basically ballistics, projectiles, and lasers. There is also electrical in there in the form of like the ATS-CAV and the pistol that goes with it. I can't remember the name of it. Yes, but the electrical has had its initial modeling done in there. So chemical and thermal are not modeled in the game yet, but they're in the process. It might be part of the Maelstrom system that should be coming in here sometime soon. So, all right. Chemicals, obviously, acids, bases, oxidation, anything that can cause a chemical reaction or something can do damage to it. Electrical, obviously, is as the name would expect, and radiant is obviously radiation or anything that has basically sort of a charge. 3 subtypes underneath those is distortion, radiation, and stun. Distortion weapons prepare. Yeah, Uberev. Yep, thanks, Trevor. The distortion impairs spacecraft systems or suit systems, so it's actually sort of a soft kill. It doesn't necessarily just kill out, or its damage subtype does not just kill outright. It more like disrupts electrical systems and stuff like that. So hopefully you can soft death something, knock down shields, overheat coolers, overload power plants and everything, and hopefully soft death a ship so that you can board it or whatever it is you're intending on doing with it afterwards. Radiation is been prototyped, as we saw from the CitizenCon demos and briefings, but is not actually in the game. Stun is impairs vision and hearing, and hopefully renders a person unconscious. Hopefully coming in for Bounty Hunter version 2.0. That comes in so that we can actually have non-lethal takedowns. Ammunition subtypes go along with those 5 types. Any sort of ammunition can actually potentially do multiple different types of damage all at the same time. So your ballistics are basically all do just kinetic damage. Your electron weapons like the Volt and like the Uberev and the so like Lightning Company and Volt, which the Volts aren't in the game yet, but we've seen them demonstrated to us, and they should be coming in soon in a patch or 2. So those do electrical and distortion and stun. Lasers do a combination of thermal and radiant damage, and the plasma, which isn't in the game yet, will do a combination of thermal and chemical damage. So that's all of the stuff that we know about. Some of it is already in all of those types. This is all just taken directly from from several sources within CIG, ISCs, Star Citizen Lives, and CitizenCon briefings from the past, and 10 for the chairman, around the verses, reverse the verse, over the years that they've talked about this, and it really hasn't changed. So At the moment, armor mitigation is simply flat, so you get the same mitigation for all damage types as far as what the armor that you're wearing. The only environmental effect that is accounted for is actually bullet drop, so windage is not accounted for, only bullet drop over distance due to gravity. And then the damage values and types are set, and they, of course, have been tweaking those, dialing some weapons up and some weapons down to try to quote unquote find balance. So, and your damage on the target is calculated after all of those mitigations are factored in. So, are there any questions? Gravity is calculated the same on every planet. The method is the same on every planet. How intense the gravitational pull is different. Planet to moon, so the the moons, which typically have about 1/6 the gravity of the planets, the bullet drop will be 1/6 as bad. But the methodology, I mean, that it's the same physics equation regardless of what numbers you are plugging into those variables. That answer your question, Treves? You can just come up in the academics channel and just ask question. You don't have to type it unless you're shy.
I didn't know if CIG was implementing it or not, or if we actually know if they're taking all the because I know the gravity is different on moons and whatnot. I just didn't know if they were implementing it differently in the game. I've not experimented enough with first-person weapons to pay any attention.
Now they said bullet drop is actually already calculated in, but nothing else is.
Yeah, I just didn't know if bullet drop's different on Hurston than it is on Yella, than it is on Selin, and so on.
I mean, it is. Okay. Only by the factor of the gravity.
Yeah.
On Hurston, you're at 1G, and at Yella, you're at 1/6 G, so the bullet drop should be 1/6. For quick, dirty math.
Deal.
What is not being factored in yet is atmospheric resistance. So drag on the bullet is not calculated in. So would there be difference in bullet drop not due to gravity? Once you factor in gravity difference between Hurston and Yella, there should also be a difference in bullet drop because the bullet slows down in Hurston's atmosphere a hell of a lot faster than it slows down in Yella's atmosphere. However, that part's not modeled in yet. The drag, the fact that the bullet, if it's a kinetic round, the ballistic round is Yella's atmosphere is very, 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 very thin compared to Hurston's. So the bullet has very little drag on it, so it'll carry its speed a lot farther in real physics. However, that math equation has not been brought into the game yet, only the drop due to gravity. So the bullet has it carries its muzzle velocity the same over distance as regardless of what planet it's shot on, but the gravitational pull is factored in different between the planets. That wraps up this installment of Academics Foghorn. Hope you found it interesting and helpful. If you have any questions I didn't answer, of course, you can feel free to contact me via email, Gilded Spectrum, or of course, the comment section below if you're watching this later. I'll answer to the best of my ability as soon as I see it. Please hit those follow and subscribe buttons as appropriate. Comment your comments on the comments. We're always striving to improve our content. You can find out more about the Aurora Republic at aurorarepublic.space, or of course on Spectrum at robertspaceindustriescom/org/aurora. See you next time. Foghorn signing off. Wishing you a very pleasant remainder of your morning, afternoon, and evening, and thank you so very much for watching.